ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Iwaki, I'd just like to say a few words, if I may, in respect of the Australian cricket team, BHP and President Ronald Reagan. As you all know, I will soon be privileged to visit America to see the President awake. Well, you know, you might laugh, but I don't think that this is possible with either the Australian cricket team or BHP. Which brings me, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Iwaki, to the Carnival of the Animals. I'm familiar with circuses, and I must say, Mr. Iwaki, as a matter, running the country is a matter in respect of which conducting an orchestra has to it what you or others of the same mind or inclination might describe as similarities. They are similar. They are similar. It's a matter of bringing the disparate factions together, of eliminating discord and giving harmony to the lives of all Australians. Just as Mr. Iwaki here wishes the violas to play with the tubas and the piccolos with the trombones and the French horns with the New Zealanders. So just the same. Ladies and gentlemen, the Carnival of Animals is something I'm very familiar with. They have it in Sydney every Easter, and Bart Cummings, Colin Hayes, Tommy Smith and myself wouldn't miss it for quids. I must say that I am deeply honoured to be asked to read the speaking part of tonight's main event. Mesdames, Messieurs, et aussi mes enfants, voici le Carnival des Animaux, which in plain English or Australian means, as you know, or at least I hope you know, the Carnival of Animals. Saint Saens, the French composer, visited the zoo and wrote these pieces, how shall I say, jeu d'esprit, a little joke to you. Taking some 13 birds and beasts and fishes, he has arranged them all, the clever fellow, for flute and xylophone and clarinet, and 2 pianos, violin and cello. Thanks, fellas. Whether his themes are solemn, gay or witty, he treats them with adroitness and aplomb. So much for prologue. Let the show begin. Tunes by Saint Saens and verses by Saint Saens. And first, accompanied by angry roars, leading the carnival, the carnivores, lions with haughty eye and hungry jaw, exuding royalty from every pore. farmyard kind, for scratching there to see what they can find. These hens and cocks are heard, and what a squawking! I'm told it is their substitute for talking, but what their cackles and their chortles tell I cannot guess. Perhaps it's just as well. Policy speech. No, seriously, no. Got nothing against Jeff. Now, two wild asses. Here they go, careering to and fro, scuttling across the plain and back again like frenzied pianists in a concert hall who have no goal at all but sheer velocity and a mad, wild, exuberant virtuosity. Tortoise takes his time. Well, he can afford to. He is in his prime and lasers, crawls and grazes when you and I are pushing up the daisies. One, so the Maoris say, is still alive in this enlightened day who once, a prehistory book, observed and was observed by Captain Cook. But what's longevity? I'm in favour of a sprightly brevity myself. What's 10 score or more if one's a scraggy, wrinkled, crinkled bore? And why top even 40 unless you've first been young and gay and naughty? It was lovely, what I heard. Next comes that delicate and lovely creature, the sylph-like elephant. Her every feature bewitches with a light and airy grace as she goes frolicking from place to place, inveterate gambler, but like me, She springs and prances with girlish friends in happy tribal dances. They swing their trunks, those built-in vacuum cleaners, and stomp on legs that look like concertinas, according to my private observation. I'm sorry, that's what it says here. See what an elegance of elephants. They fascinate, exhilarate, entrance. These go-go girls with coy and subtle tricks reduce the jungle to a heap of sticks and bring enchantment to the hearts of man. Oh, elephantine ballets africaines. Close your eyes to think of Russell hens, do you? Good Lord. Good Lord and bless my boots, I never knew a beast so bouncy as the kangaroo. It hops and hops, it hops, hops, hops and stops. And it stops stopping and again it hops. In my experience, I've never found a spring so elastic as this little bounder. But when he comes to rest, at last we see his placid face and gentle eye as he, with outsized feet, with squirrel paws in air, sits up like grandpa in a rocking chair. This is his continent. We're merely aliens. Our kangaroos, the only true Australians. Darting and hovering, how they stare with rounded eye to see the sparkling ripples flow and bubbles rise. Watching their bright flotillas pass, we seem to be lost in a miniature, the deep and magic sea. Sorry, some important matters of state just came up. I don't suppose anyone knows what won the fifth at Dapto. Yes, important business. When mules confer together, each offers and utters a most appalling screech. Like that. Until the horse and donkey teach their young a milder form of speech, I'll stay discreetly out of reach. After long winter months, the sounds of spring. Through the green woods of France, the first birds sing. But no one quite believes that spring is here until the cuckoo calls. Cool, sweet and clear. Oh, there it goes. Birds are more musical than men, at least more musical than this one. We take a poem and compose a song around its words, and then a singer sings it, and it goes. But in their high academies of whispering branches, birds belong to a world where natural music is. Listen, their every word a song. next comes the strangest animal of all, that scaly vertebrate they call the concert pianist. Here are two specimens from a large conservatoire. Their thumbs and fingers thump along the keys with devastating ease, although indeed with something less of accuracy than speed. Somehow, these pianists are reminiscent of what? Of whom? Yes, of course, those brainless cousins of the horse, the silly asses, who'll go careering to and fro, scuttling across the plain and back again with not a reason for their virtuosity, but sheer velocity. Museums are where, I hardly need relate, all the old fossils tend to congregate. They cram the cases full of bones to bore us with some gaunt shin bone of a brontosaurus or a pterodactyl's wing, but that's in the daytime. After sunset is the fossils' playtime. When doors are closed, they all spring to attention like models at a medical convention, as if a conjurer with abracadabra whirled them together in a dance macabre. Their joy is mad, their energy colossal, when bone clicks bone and fossil jostles fossil. So smoothly, yet so powerfully she moves, plunging webbed feet into the sunlit stream, queen-like with curving neck, unruffled wings, white as the moon and transient as a dream. Through reeds, through silver ripples of the sun, so proudly and serenely sails the swan. till the reflected sunlight circles her in dazzling waters and the dream is gone. That was lovely. You know that tune always reminds me of Grace Kelly, and I've always regretted that she died. Before she had a chance to meet me. And now, here they come, a whole weird bag of tricks, strangely, surrealistically mixed, as in a mad parade by Signor Dali, fish, flesh and fowl, in Saint Saëns' grand finale.